Go.
Hello and welcome back to VHawks Podcast. I'm Tyler, and with me, as always, is my co-host Matt. And we've got an exciting one today because the Seahawks have a bye week. And so that means Matt gets to focus on the other teams. And I know that's going to lead to a lot of insults at my Vikings. And rightfully so. We're taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, owned by Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and his new
Taylor
girlfriend,
Swift.
Taylor Swift, which is awesome. I love them as a couple. But if anything is to be taken from that Sunday night game against the Jets, it's that my Vikings are about to see a ton of laundry this Sunday afternoon.
Did you just
So,
breathe next to Patrick Mahomes? Get out. You're done.
yeah, just everyone on the defense gets an ejection.
Yeah. Oh, y'all
So,
looked at him? No.
no, try to
Podcast
make a
over,
play on
Tyler.
the
You're done.
receiver. No. Our only hope is if he throws to Kadarius Toney and he drops every ball that is thrown his way.
Tyler, did you even think about your defense sacking Patrick Mahomes? That's
No.
that's an arrest warrant coming straight your way, sir.
No. Dude, what makes you think my defense can sack Patrick Mahomes? Then
Exactly.
actually, well, no, we sacked Hurts 4 times. So
Well, no, he wasn't protected by the refs, Tyler.
yeah, that's true. So I think what happens is we do sack Mahomes once, but it's taken back for roughing the passer. And
Yeah.
then the whoever sacked him is ejected.
Well, Tyler, you see this play that we have right here of you sacking Bryce Young?
Yeah, that's definitely me.
That's
I
roughing
am
the passer.
definitely Harrison Smith. That is my alter ego. Some people,
What
don't
you know what I
recognize
mean?
me, but
This is your player sacking Bryce Young. If
yeah,
that was
our
Patrick
Hall of Fame caliber
Mahomes,
safety. Yeah.
if that was Patrick Mahomes, roughing the passer, Harrison Smith's ejected. He's
But
done.
also, if that was Patrick Mahomes, Mahomes would be running away from it.
Well, no, he has to eject your player first to make it easier on him.
Ah, nah, I guess that makes sense. Well,
Tyler,
hey,
he didn't throw a touchdown on that holding penalty against the Eagles because he needed to steal their souls first.
yeah, that's true.
He could have just
Oh,
ended
well.
them there, but no, he needed to make them go for more agony.
It is true. And with Taylor Swift adding on to the refs' payroll, it will definitely be a sight to see, which is why I'm just hoping we just get blown out. You know, normally I'd root for like a close win. Let's show some grit, lose with style like we did against the Eagles, one score game against a tough opponent. But no, show me 40-10. Show me something like that. Actually, no, 40-15. So we beat the Bears. Just a little bit better than the Bears, and I'm fine. That's
Wow.
all I need. But still a
70.
blowout nonetheless.
70.
Nah. See the Chiefs beat the Bears what 41-10.
And
So we're looking 35-17.
no.
That's fine. That. But what are you talking about? We talking about no. That's a 3-score game.
No, because they have to have some reason to have it actually be something interesting for Taylor. She's already seen the Bears get blown out by 40-10 or whatever. So she needs a 70 burger be put up on you.
Mm, nah, I'm good. We're not the Broncos.
Because she needs to see her new boyfriend get like 8 touchdowns in a game.
All right. Well, if we can put up 50, that's fine.
No,
So
that's too close, Tyler.
I mean, it could be. We know what she hasn't seen, a complete offensive shootout. You know what teams are perfect for that? These two right here.
Until Kirk Cousins throws 3 pick sixes in a row.
Ah, but he already did that last game. He didn't do three,
Doesn't
but I mean,
doesn't mean he
you
can't
you
do
know
it
what I
again.
mean. He had his crappy game last week.
No.
Before that game, he was leading the league in passing.
Tyler, you
So
want this to be a blowout. Why are you arguing with me?
I do want this to be a blowout. I'm just saying, if it's going to be a blowout to me is like 3 scores. So I just want to do better than the Bears. As long as the
Yeah.
point difference is less
Oh,
than the
you're
Bears.
not
So
allowed to have good things. You're a Vikings fan.
it's still a bad thing. It's just a less worse thing than a Bears fan, which is completely reasonable. The Bears don't deserve anything if we've learned anything from the NFL.
It's not Detroit, all I gotta say, but
All right, well, we'll talk about this game later. First, let's get to some predictions. This week, much like week three, was it two or three? There's not many differences between Matt and I for
I think that's
this
kind of
for
just been
this
the
week.
past 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, honestly, it has. So, we're gonna go through it. We're gonna give you a sentence or two each for our picks. The ones we disagree on, we might, offer a few more points, but other than that, we're gonna go through these pretty quickly and then cover the Taylor Swift game. Which yes, I'm just gonna title it the Taylor Swift game. Kansas City and Minnesota don't exist. Um, so
Well,
with
Minnesota
that, let's
exists. Kansas City is just being renamed to Taylor, the Swifty Nation.
okay, yeah. So if Swifty Nation at Minnesota, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Sounds good to me. All right, we'll cover that one last. All right, starting off with our Thursday night game. Oh my goodness, why is this the Thursday night game?
Uh,
We've got Chicago traveling to the Commanders.
okay, Tyler.
Oh boy.
One,
Yeah.
three, say your pick. One, two, three, Commanders.
Chicago all the way, baby. Bear down. That hurt my soul. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. The
If
Bears
you want
are
me to
worse than
win the Pick'em League, that's fine. Like,
The
go ahead, pick
Bears
the
are
Bears.
the
That's
Bears are garbage. The team's garbage. Justin Fields is turning out to be garbage. The coach is garbage. The fan base is garbage. Everyone's garbage. Burn it all down. And the perfect place to do that is at Washington Stadium. If only Dan Snyder was still there. This would
what
be
the
the battle of
fan base
garbage.
do to you.
Their fan base talked about how, oh, we're going to steal the North this year. We're going to be great. Justin Fields is the best quarterback in the North. He's going to take everything away. Where are they now? Where are the Bears fans now? They're crying. They're dead inside, Matt. You know what they're praying for? They're not praying for Justin Fields to be good anymore. They're praying for the draft to show up. And it's
Tyler,
week it's
Tyler,
week
Tyler,
5.
Tyler, Tyler. Don't you only have one more win than they do?
We do, but we played quality opponents aside from the Panthers.
They've played the Chiefs. They've played the Packers, um, Broncos. Who else did they play?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
Tampa Bay,
and they got
who you
embarrassed.
also
The
lost to.
Broncos the Broncos are not quality opponent. No,
Okay, so if
no,
you
no.
lose to the Broncos, keep that same energy.
I will. I will be devastated. Or if we lose to the Bears, there's two opportunities to lose to the Bears.
But
So
y'all both lost to Tampa Bay.
yep.
Y'all haven't
But
played
see,
the
the
Broncos
difference
yet.
is in the scoring, Matt. You got to look at the scoring. They lost to Tampa Bay by a lot. They lost to the Chiefs by a lot. They lost to who else did they play? I don't even the Packers by a lot. All of ours were one score losses.
Okay, when do y'all play Green Bay? Just to see when y'all get absolutely destroyed.
I think it's week 6 or 7, actually.
Think you have your
Maybe
bye
8.
week 6.
No, our bye week's late.
Well, then who are you playing week 6? Oh, there. You're playing the Bears. So we'll settle this debate next week.
Yeah. I mean,
Moving
again, and
on.
it's totally feasible for the Bears to beat us next week or whatever other week we play them. So, um, but
We'll get to
uh,
that.
hopefully not. Anyway, Washington's the clear-cut winner. We're
Yeah.
already we're already not keeping our promise. All right, Jacksonville at Buffalo. 3, 2, 1, Buffalo.
Bills.
Cool. All right. Yeah, Buffalo's defense dominant. Buffalo's offense dominant. Jacksonville, eh. I mean, they went to London, so I mean they get another European game, but I don't think it's gonna help them against the Bills.
I feel like they had the advantage. They had the better roster last week against the Falcons. It was a good bounce back win for them, but I feel like there's still a lot of things they're trying to figure out. they're still trying to really figure out their identity, but I feel like Buffalo knows who they are. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
it's probably gonna be a
and
closer
they're
game
reminding the
than
world.
the pick'em spread is, but
Yeah. Alrighty
as
then.
long as it's not another
Moving
Toy Store game,
moving right along, the other half of that Toy Story game. Houston at Atlanta. 3, 2, 1, Texans.
Texans.
Yeah. CJ Stroud, man, he's making our Richardson pick look a little bit worrisome. Richardson's still a beast, but CJ Stroud is on pace to shatter the rookie record. So we'll see how that
Well, that
turns out.
roster's
But
been playing a lot better than I expected them to. Like that defense, yeah, Kenny
oh
Pickett
yeah,
has
yeah.
looked good, but they've been holding on to games a lot better than they've used to. I feel like having a quarterback has really given that roster energy that they haven't really had for the past few years since the quarterback that we do not name on the show left.
Yeah. Well, we do name him. You just don't like my names for him. So no, okay. But yeah, I mean I totally agree. The roster is definitely surprising everybody. You've got Tank Dell and Nico Collins, two guys who we've never heard of until this year, showing up big for Houston in the receiving game. The offensive line is stepping up better than we thought they would. Like they're not complete garbage. They're actually halfway decent sometimes. Um,
And
like you
Desmond
said, the
Ritter
defense is
sucked last
stepping
week.
up. Damian Pierce is still a great back. So I mean, they're a team, and I think the Falcons they're still trying to figure out who they are. And Desmond Ritter did not have a great game last week.
Back to back
So
picks. So pick six and then a pick at the next play.
yeah, so they're still trying to figure some things out. I know it's at home against Atlanta, but I feel like Houston's got the momentum. They're rolling with it, and I think they're going to continue rolling with it. All right, Carolina at Detroit. 3, 2, 1, Lions.
Detroit.
All right. I feel like that one doesn't really need an explanation.
No.
Detroit's a team to beat right now. So, all righty. This one, we actually have a difference. Tennessee is traveling to Indianapolis. Matt has chosen to pick the Colts, and I have chosen to pick the Tennessee Titans. Matt, would you like to give your reasonings first?
So Tennessee has not really given 2 weeks in a row good performances. They played well. They didn't play well against the Saints. Then they played well against the Chargers. Then they got absolutely clowned on by the Browns, and then absolutely clowned the Bengals. So they have not put 2 weeks in a row together yet, and I don't see them starting this week. I feel Richardson. They came storming back on the Rams on Sunday, but they just didn't have enough left in the tank to finish that game off. I feel like they take kind of that momentum from the bounce back and storm through the gates coming out this game. And again, as I said, Tennessee's just been way too inconsistent for me to pick them right now.
Yeah, I understand that totally. And I've also had trouble picking Tennessee in the past. I think this might actually be the first week I've picked them.
No,
Um, it's not.
no.
Okay, it might be the second week then, because I definitely didn't pick them last week. I lost that one. Um, so uh yeah, I mean last week they seemed to get it together on offense. And uh that's something we really hadn't seen out of Tennessee. They faced the Browns. I mean, they did beat the Chargers by a field goal, I believe it was. Um, and there wasn't really much offense to see there. But it seems like they're getting it together, and I think that a divisional matchup is exactly what they need to get that second game in a row instead of going up against a defense like Cleveland's. So I mean, maybe this is the game, and I'm thinking that is. I do have them picked as my division winner, so I am kind of rooting for them. And I mean, the Colts do still have, like I said, their roster is not as good as the previous opponents, in my opinion, for Tennessee. So I feel like this is their opportunity to keep the momentum going. Um,
I can
so
also
we'll
say
see.
the same for Tennessee. and the Rams rosters being different.
Oh, absolutely. This game could go either way for
It's a
sure.
coin flip.
Yep. As I mean, a lot of divisional matchups are like that, but it's just that this game's going to be about who gets the momentum and who keeps it. So
Who absolutely chokes at the end.
that's true.
Ryan Tannehill cough.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. I mean, but hey, that Tennessee defense, nothing to sneeze at. So,
Until
uh,
you do.
moving on to we got the Giants had a great outing against the Seahawks. They got 11 sacks. Oh wait, no, they got sacked 11 times. But that's still good, right? Huh, just kidding.
And
Uh
again, somewhere
traveling
Daniel Jones is getting
traveling
sacked.
to traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins, who also experienced a butt whooping of their own against the Buffalo Bills.
Chris
Three,
Dos
two,
Uno,
one. Huh? Tres, dos, uno. Okay. Tres, dos, uno, Dolphins.
Miami.
Yep. Yeah, there's no reason. The Giants aren't good. So until they prove something and they do it consistently, you don't get our picks. And you will be the New Jersey Giants. So
McDaniels is coming out for blood.
yeah. We might see
And
70-20 again.
yeah. Actually,
We're,
no, he's
we're
not even going to let them get 20 because after last Sunday,
yeah,
he's going to be wanting his defense to absolutely shut them down. I could see it where it's 35 to nothing just because he wants to keep putting Daniel Jones on the field just to sack him again. He wants to
something
beat
like
the
that.
Seahawks 11 sacks.
Yeah, and they remind them too much of the Jets, who are another division rival. Same stadium anyway. So yeah, gotta gotta put them on notice there. All right. Next, we have New Orleans traveling to New England to take on the Patriots. Trace, dos, uno, New Orleans. Yep. Yeah, I mean, the Saints lost and the Patriots lost, but it's how they lost that we're looking at for this one. And
They
who
both
they
got
lost
blown out,
to
but who got blown out by less?
exactly, and who has shown us at least something this year? The Saints. New England hasn't really shown us anything, so we got to go with the Saints. Carr's got another week to heal up and get back to full form, and I think they're looking for that bounce back victory. New England just they don't have it. They don't have those weapons. We talked about it in the earlier video. They can't get it together. It's Bill Belichick at home, so you never know, but I think we're both confident that the Saints are the better team, so they should win it. I'm not going to be too surprised, maybe a little bit surprised if the Patriots win, but the Saints are the better team in my opinion. And I believe Matt agrees with me.
Yeah.
So, all right, next we've got the Baltimore Ravens traveling to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Trace, dos, uno, Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah. The only offense in the AFC North, arguably. The other
Basically.
the other three teams don't even have an offense.
Also, I'm not going to vote for Pittsburgh again or specifically give their defense as a reason until that defense actually shows up against a good offense. Because every offense went up that's actually decent and competent, they've actually sucked.
I'll agree with that unless they play the Bears, the Broncos, the Panthers, or the Giants.
Well, that's not a competent team.
Yeah, I'm literally just saying like the only reason I'll pick the Steelers and use the defense as a reason is against those teams.
Or when they play Cleveland again and just hurt Kareem Hunt. So
Yeah, I mean that's fair. That's fair. All right, moving on. We've got the Philadelphia Eagles, the other Pennsylvania team, traveling to the Rams to take on Los Angeles. And
countdown.
3, 2, 1, Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah, he came in a little muffled there, but Matt said it, Eagles. So, yeah, I mean, this isn't just us picking an undefeated team to win because they're undefeated. Philadelphia has had their struggles kind of finding their identity. They almost gave up a loss to Washington last week. but they're still a great team. They've still got the trenches. The Rams have had some close ones as of late. They just pulled it out against the Colts. I don't think that roster quite stacks up against Philadelphia. Philadelphia is still trying to find their identity, but I think even them questioning right now is still enough to beat the Rams. Matt, any other thoughts?
Um, I'm not sure about the Rams' offensive line health, but if they're still ailing from injuries right now, if Jalen Carter wants to go ahead and win uh, Rookie Defensive Player of the Year, this is a good game to stack up some sacks on a weak offensive line and a pocket quarterback.
There you go. Next up, we have the most disappointing team, arguably, this year, based off of last year. You have the Cincinnati Bengals at 1-3 against arguably the most impressive team based on the expectations for this year, in the Arizona Cardinals. Um, the Bengals, their offense just is a ghost. I can't see it. It doesn't exist. Uh, I don't know where it is, Matt. It went away on a broken calf. I don't know. Arizona, a feisty team that's supposed to be tanking and has played all of their games except the Niners games very closely. And even then, the
Even
first
yeah,
half against the Niners was very close. So, and they
but
go and crush
just
the
not
Cowboys,
to
which is a
interrupt
great.
you real quick, but
Yeah.
if we're really going to actually say the most interesting team, I'd probably give that to Washington or Houston right now because at least they have winning records. But that,
Well, I mean, like we thought the Cardinals were going to absolutely tank
well, we
for
thought
the
the
number
same for
one pick.
Houston. It's just Houston wouldn't get the pick.
I guess I thought Houston would get a few wins. We thought Arizona would get 0 or 1.
Fair.
So
But we
I'm
also
saying
didn't
like
expect much from Washington, and they've been playing well.
yeah, because like Arizona again, it's been different because they not only got a win, they've played two of their other losses very close, and that's been a difference for me. Um,
The
and what
only
surprised me,
really
it
bad
surprised me
loss they have so far, other than
that the
Washington, which that
Niners,
one was at least close,
yeah,
um, really the Giants game where they just let that one slip. But other than that,
yeah.
but
I
it's
mean,
also their only
losing
win
to the
so
Niners in
far
San
is that,
Fran, that's not new.
but their only real, well, their only win so far has actually just been the Cowboys. So
Which is impressive.
yeah, but
So that's the thing, and the way they did it was with complete dominance. So I mean, again, I mean it's a take. It may not be the correct take, but in my opinion, I'm surprised the Cardinals got a win and against the Cowboys no less. So and are playing close games for the most part. So, but no, regardless, we still have a team here, or we still have a game here to predict. 1-3 teams. Arizona's got the home field advantage, so it wouldn't surprise me if they win. I would, if the I would imagine the Bengals would have a better record by now, but they don't because I would call this an upset game and pick Arizona. But
it's not really
I
an
just, I
upset
just, I
game.
just can't. I'm gonna pick the Bengals. Uh, I think this is finally a team that they can try to get right against. The question is, can Joe Burrow stay healthy? Can he get back to putting a little bit of the weight on the calf to move a little bit around from a pass rush, or do the Cardinals eat him alive? I mean, I like to think that the Bengals will pull this one out. Um, but I would
There's going
not
to
be
be one game
surprised
where they
if the Cardinals
explode
win.
off for the rest of the season.
It very well could be. I'm just saying that this is the one I will call out that I will not be surprised if the Cardinals win this game
Oh
in
no,
the
definitely
slightest.
not.
So, but
Knowing
I will
how
pick with Cincinnati. They are the better team.
knowing how the rest of the season has gone so far, I wouldn't be surprised if all these picks were wrong so far.
True. We can make all the wrong picks except for one, which will be at the end.
Kansas City beating Minnesota.
Hold on. Who's Kansas City? That team doesn't exist.
Swifty
It's
Nation.
Taylor Swift Nation, Matt.
Swifty Nation, get it right.
Stay updated. That's like calling the Commanders the Redskins. Come on, man.
A
Get your
lot of
ish
people
together.
still do that though, Tyler.
Yeah, I know, including myself behind closed doors because my that was my grandfather's favorite team. So,
Well, going on to another Tank Bowl game, the Jets versus Denver.
or I thought, are you gonna count it down, or are we're talking about
Three,
this one, right? Because we're different.
are we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we
picked
are.
Denver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's your thoughts?
Oh, Zach Wilson looked great against Kansas City last week. Um, so I mean, if he can keep that up, and with New York, the Jets stacked roster, mainly, they've got a bunch of weapons for Zach Wilson to follow up his performance from last week, and they've got a championship caliber defense ready to go. They're not facing the refs this game, at least not at the level they were last week. I couldn't imagine. Um, so I mean, I think the Jets have the better roster all around except for quarterback. But again, after the game Zach Wilson had last week, maybe he's gonna do something with those weapons on that team. But I do not have enough confidence in Zach Wilson to say that yet. But regardless, the roster will do it. If the defense has to do all the work, I still believe the Jets will beat the Denver Broncos.
Tyler, there's one thing you're leaving out of the equation: the script writers.
Right.
Both games where he played well was specifically in prime time games where they needed him to play well to keep the ratings up.
Mm.
Games that weren't prime time, he sucked.
And they won against the Bills.
And that was a prime time game, Monday Night Football.
That's true.
And what was it? Patriots, they sucked. Um, what was the other one? Was that it so far? Or no? Well, no,
No,
they
there's
won
one other.
three,
Yeah, there's one other game. I don't know. I forget.
but they lost. So
Correct.
back to my point though, when they haven't needed Zach Wilson to keep up the ratings, he's completely sucked. This
Hmm.
makes the 425 not a primetime game. I have to go with Denver on this one because Zach Wilson is going to revert back to non-primetime form.
See, and that's where I actually didn't forget anything because I said I don't have enough confidence in Zach Wilson for him to keep up his play.
It could
Denver
be the
has the better
Jets though.
quarterback, but I said even if the Jets have to rely on their defense for the whole game, they're going to win it because I just don't think Denver has it. I haven't seen anything from Denver this year. Beating the Bears by 3 after falling behind 28-7. I mean, is that anything?
Though, can the Jets actually score points?
They have.
Well, in their two non-primetime games, they've only scored 10 points.
This is true. This is true. Well, hey, but now he's got a team that's rallying around him, and Rodgers
Been
might be doing some
supposedly
mentoring on
rallying
the side.
around him the past two
No,
weeks, Tyler.
not like it looked like on the sidelines. They've been making it a story. But
Yeah, Zach
I mean,
Wilson
what
will
are we talking
somehow
about? These,
still.
these teams are both not good, but we don't need to put that much heat into this pick.
All I will still
So,
say, Zach Wilson will Zach Wilson.
yep, and the Denver Broncos could still Denver Broncos.
Well, Russell Wilson has not been the problem this year, so
I'm not again. That's the one position that the Denver Broncos are better at than the Jets
yeah.
is quarterback. So we'll see. All right, moving on. We've got Dallas taking on San Francisco. Three, two, one. San
49ers.
Fran. Yeah. Uh, the San Francisco 49ers, in my opinion, are the best team in football right now.
Yeah.
Um, I
until
mean,
one of
argue
their
you
players
could
gets
have
hurt
put them
and
up there with
then
a tie with Miami last week. But after the 70-20, you had to kind of put Miami on a pedestal because no team has done that in
yeah,
60 years. So,
they
I
got blown
mean,
out against the Bills.
Bills, exactly. Yeah, they got exposed. So, San Fran has still looked dominant on both sides of the ball, in all four of their games. They're staying healthy, which is what we said was going to be the most important thing for them. So,
For now.
uh, and Dak facing a great team on the road, I don't trust him. Uh, so give me
And
San
also,
Fran.
speaking of health, real quick, one team that hasn't really stayed healthy, specifically with their stars on the defensive side, Dallas. I know Micah Parsons was out for at least a couple plays last week.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if he came back in, but I know he was injured on one play. And then Trayvon Diggs injured during the week in practice where he's out for the year. So,
Yep.
and that was 2 weeks ago, but still, that defense is struggling right now. And yeah, they played better against the Patriots, who hasn't played better
I
against
was
the
about to say they
Patriots.
did not struggle at all on Sunday.
Um, but I'd say San Fran is like 30 miles above where the Patriots are. So I see San Fran actually imposing their will against Dallas.
Yeah, definitely. They are the more physical team. As we've said in the beginning, San Fran and the Eagles have the most dominant two lines, I would say, in football, or the most physical at least. So Detroit's offensive line is up there. Um, but yeah. And somebody's gonna dethrone the Niners. I don't know who it's gonna be, or they're gonna run off and win the whole thing. But
Until it's probably going to be one of their players gets injured at some point and then things fall apart. Always
yeah,
does.
that's more likely. That's true. Alrighty. Going on, we have uh
Yawn.
that team against the Raiders. Sad. All right, well, aside from my normal voodoo magic, um, of just picking the Packers every week they play because it's a lose-lose for me either way. Um, so I'm not going to double up on my losses. I'm picking them because if they lose this game, I'm going to laugh hysterically because they have no reason losing this game. They
Do we
have the
know if
better
Jimmy
roster.
Garoppolo is going to be back?
I don't know if he's going to be back, and it is only Tuesday, so I would like to, as we're recording this, I would like people to remember this. So if they do, come back and watch this game and laugh at some of our picks, we are making these picks as of Tuesday. So we very well could be making important decisions without knowing key players being in or out. But even if Jimmy G is gonna play, which I don't think he is, I think he's still out for another week. I could be wrong.
Jimmy
Um,
Garoppolo is questionable right now.
they just lost Chandler Jones because he got arrested, so he's
That,
out.
that I'm not going to touch that one with a 20-foot pole. That's a
Yeah,
personal
well,
thing.
I'm just touching it because it's a key player who
Yeah.
is not playing for the team anymore. Um, so he's out. Jimmy G maybe in or out, but if he's in, he's not going to be 100%. And even then, it's Jimmy G. Green Bay has a good defense. They've got a good running game. I think they can get back to that running game against the Raiders. Last week they didn't find success against the Lions, but the Lions have a good defense. The Raiders not so much. So, especially not without Chandler Jones. So, I will take the Packers because I actually do believe they will win this game. But with my voodoo magic, I hope they lose, and I will be perfectly happy as a Vikings fan.
Not really much else to add except the Raiders have lost three straight. They have not really looked good at all this season, except maybe the Denver game. Um, they're just facing injuries, and with Jimmy Garoppolo already having injury issues, and we just got through a quarter of the way there, and he didn't even make it to that point. Um, I see Green Bay just having a bounce back game.
Yeah. The only argument you can really make is that Devontae Adams plays out of his mind because it's against his former team. But for that, Jimmy G also has to play well. So, and the defense would have to show up to stop Jordan Love and the run and Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon that run game. And I don't see all that coming together. So, all right, moving on. We have Swifty Nation taking on my Minnesota Vikings. Well, it'll be nice to celebrate my victory against the Panthers for the next few days until Sunday rolls around. So at least see, this was originally a 1 o'clock game, but this got flexed to the 4:25 slot because of Taylor Swift, most likely. Um, so at least I get a couple more hours to celebrate my victory of the Panthers. Before I get to see whatever will transpire in this game, but I know it will be one of two options. Option one, which is the most likely and what will probably happen, is the Chiefs absolutely whoop our butt. Um, we're talking similar to the Bears type scoring, with the 41-10. We're talking similar in that ballpark. Uh, or option two is the Vikings finally fix their turnover issues, or they pull like they did against the Eagles. They turn it over, yet they find a way to come crawling back. Except this time, instead of the Eagles just being able to pull out the win, the refs just decide to come in and hit us with a gajillion penalties, and it is in favor of Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Oh, and let's not forget Travis Kelce. So, of those two options, I would like to see the blowout. I would much rather see the Chiefs just kind of smack us around because I don't want to have veins popping out of my head with my anger at the refs for how many penalties I could imagine being thrown. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs in the game because I do also believe they're the better team. They've proven it. Obviously, we have yet to prove it. I do think we can be a good team if we don't turn the ball over, but we have yet to not turn the ball over. So until we do that, I can't really say anything about my team. So give me the Chiefs and just let it end. Let it end swiftly. I did find a pun, Matt, but it wasn't a song lyric. It was just her last name, so you don't have
Tyler,
to
Tyler,
resign.
Tyler. Ezra Cleveland.
Yeah.
All I have to say.
Ezra Cleveland is a name. He is a guy on our team.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Oh, is that your injury
Hmm.
for this? Oh, and did you want to tell the people that you had like a small asterisk by your voodoo magic?
What about it just being out a couple plays?
Yeah, because you mentioned it last game that your magic seems to work for a couple plays, not the
No,
year the
because of
game.
that pun now, Tyler. IR.
Okay. Well, we signed Dalton Risner for a reason, so I guess he can take that spot. That's to still be better, honestly. But Ezra's been playing decently this year, so but then again, decent on our line is just don't get beat every play. So I
Well,
mean,
it's at least not the Giants O line.
yeah, yeah. I mean, again, there's not many teams I can look at and go, that O line is worse than Minnesota's, but there are a few. The Bears, the Panthers, and the Giants. After that,
And the
that's about it.
Rams.
No, I think the Rams have a better line than we do.
Not right now, they don't. Denver's is bad.
Yeah, I know the Bears are bad too, but still, I, I don't know. You can't. It's not. It's like not being a Vikings fan if you actually believe in your offensive line. Like I know we have two of the best tackles in the game, but when you get beat in the inside so many times with a pocket passer like we do in Kirk Cousins, your line sucks. So, um, you know, and when you have a guard that I don't think the Giants, the Bears, the Panthers, any of their guards are smacking the ball out of Kirk Cousins' hand to turn the ball over to the other team, or hitting his arm to cause an interception to the other team, or like last year, sacking him 3 different times. So we should just move him to nose tackle, in my opinion. Seems to be good at it.
Making an audible.
Yeah.
Christian Darisaw.
Yeah, no, you can't change who you're picking.
No, that's too bad.
Okay.
The audible
Well, I
has
mean,
been made.
he's already been banged up this year already. So I mean,
Exactly.
that's at the
Better chance.
that's probably plausible. But um well, I'll just let karma get you since it seemed to already work with Jamal Adams and Geno Smith.
Well,
So
guess what? I don't have any games this week, so too bad.
hey, that's fine. If your stuff actually works, I'll just wait for karma. So I don't care. I'll give you
Hell, I
credit.
could have
J J
gone for
J
way
J
worse. You know I could.
JJ JJ was hurt for a couple plays. So I'll give you that your magic works. So I'm just saying I'm not gonna do magic against you. I'm just gonna let karma get you.
Wasn't
So
Hawkinson also out for a few plays?
last week?
Yeah.
No, the week
Yeah.
before, yeah. Against the
Wasn't
Chargers, that final drive that Jefferson and Hawkinson were both out for a few plays.
Rip.
But
Well,
against the Panthers, it was just JJ, and I think he was only out for one play. So
I believe that'll do it for our picks.
yeah, I mean you didn't say anything on Kansas City and
Oh,
Minnesota.
yeah,
You just
Kansas
picked you
City.
just picked a guy to get injured and then
Kansas
changed it
City.
to a different guy.
Yeah, Kansas City will win. Agree with what you got to say.
Yeah, I really like how Matt came out the first episode of this podcast and said we don't wish injuries upon this league,
You
and
said that.
but you agreed. We
Well,
both said
now
we
that
don't want
you're
injuries on this league, and here
who
you go
brought the
out and you're
voodoo
just like
magic into
in
this?
yeah voodoo magic, as in if I pick Green Bay and they lose, it's great.
Well, and your Vikings.
And my yeah, if I pick against them, then I don't have to suffer double losses with these
Shuffle.
with these shuffle. Yeah, it's a new vocabulary. It's a new day. So, but yeah. Injuries is just wrong, man. It's wrong, and I really thought you were gonna stop it after what happened with Adams and Geno Smith, and that backup guard or tackle that had to leave, um,
No, because your
last night.
comment about it lasting
So,
longer than Aaron Rodgers was foul, and you deserve this.
wait, I did what now?
Comparing it to Aaron Rodgers and him lasting longer than Aaron Rodgers was foul, and you deserve this.
No, I was just
You
I wanted
said
it
it
to be
lasted
two
longer than
safeties.
Rodgers.
He did. In his return, he did last longer than 75 seconds, and he actually made some plays. Aaron Rodgers didn't even get to attempt a pass.
Well, he
Or
did.
sorry, when he attempted to pass, he got hurt. And Jamal Adams is coming back. So
Also, it was a very bad pun earlier, so you kind of did it to yourself.
I really did. It's not even a bad pun. If you're getting tortured, would you rather it be over quickly or slowly?
Tyler, I can go for the big guns right now if you really want me to.
I'm not. I'm just asking a simple question. If you're getting tortured, somebody's putting the bamboo sticks under your nails, and they're
What?
threatening to do it for hours, or they're saying we can only do it for a couple minutes. What would you pick before they kill you?
How did we get here?
Well, I'm just all I made the pun for was just saying I just want my team to lose quickly,
So
so
you
that way
agree you
I don't
made
have
a
to
pun, and
watch
I
it.
said it was a bad pun. So
Yeah.
that's all
And
this
that
argument
does not
is.
warrant wishing injury upon other people. That's just wrong.
Yeah, you asked me to put it on Ed Ingram earlier.
Well, I'm saying if you've got to do it on somebody who's actually a liability to the team. But I just think you should be using your powers to bench Ed Ingram. That would be awesome. He can sit there and watch, learn how to be a good guard. There you go. Nothing detrimental. But here you are just bringing out injuries each and every week.
Also,
So,
I never said anything about wishing injuries. All I said was a name.
yeah, but you know what you're implying.
You're the
And
one
last
bringing up that I'm
and
wishing for injuries. All I said
and the
was
last
a
the
name.
last podcast you did say he's going to get hurt.
Yeah, I said that
Yeah, I
for
said
that.
that.
All I said was a name this podcast.
Okay.
All I gotta
All
say.
right. All right. You did make the asterisk though for your voodoo magic only being for a couple plays. So that does give it some meaning besides just saying a name. You're not
Yeah, but that wasn't
complete.
official.
You're not hiding anything from our viewers, Matt,
You're the one bringing it up.
because I want the truth to be shown. Exactly.
Until we get to this Sunday and that player gets carted off the field.
You don't wish that upon Christian
I'm
Darrisaw. He's
not.
a
I'm
good
just saying if
dude.
it happens, then what do you do then?
I don't know. What do you want? What do you want for you to stop naming people on my team?
Stop
Like
with your
I don't
voodoo
know what you
magic.
want from me.
In the voodoo magic.
So you okay, so in order for you to stop, I have to pick Minnesota and I have to pick whoever Green Bay plays.
Or just stop bringing up voodoo magic.
Okay, I'll stop picking Voodoo Magic. Minnesota, I'm picking Kansas City, aka Swifty Nation, because they're the better team. And I'm picking Green Bay because they're the better team.
Okay.
Are you gonna take back the Christian Darrisaw thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I also would like to apologize for my pun.
And
And what?
Monday.
Oh yeah, well I did that to you. I apologize to you already.
Okay.
The viewers don't know about that. It was a poorly choiced word of text as we were thinking about the logo for this week's podcast. So
I meant about the Jamal Adams thing.
yeah, because I was thinking of having Harrison Smith and Jamal Adams be the front runners for the podcast because Harrison Smith balled out and I expected Jamal Adams to do the same. So I was angry that he got hurt.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
that will
sorry. I'm
do it.
sorry about that too, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, so we're all good. All right,
Yeah.
and I'll stop bringing up voodoo magic. You'll stop cursing my team or my players. Yeah, whatever. And yeah,
Okay.
there we go. We're good now. All right. So to recap, I've got Washington. We both got Washington. We both got Buffalo. Both got Houston. We've both got Detroit. I have Tennessee. Matt has Indianapolis. We've both got Miami. We've both got New Orleans. We both got Baltimore. We've both got Philadelphia. We both have Cincinnati. Matt has Denver, and I have New York for the Jets, to be more specific. We both have Kansas City, aka Swifty Nation. We both have San Francisco, and we both have Green Bay.
Yep.
This has been VHawks Podcast. Thank you very much for listening. And we hope you guys have a great week. And we hope to see more great football this week. And we hope that the Seattle Seahawks go get healthy.
Yep. Peace.